morning, CSL Asheville. It's so nice to see all your happy, smiling faces. There my mic goes. Here it comes again. All right, on this... Wow. Who knows what we are in for today, right? Okay, I'd like to bring your attention to a few announcements, but if you would first please take out your cell phone and turn the ringer off. We know God likes to talk to you all the time, but let's keep it silent during the celebration. Feel free to share anything that's going on during the celebration that you'd like to put on social media. We have a special treat today after our lunch in the social hall. Eat lunch in the social hall and go upstairs. We're having a Serenity Sound Bath. It's facilitated by Kristen Hilligus. Are you in the room, Kristen? Stand up. There she is. So if you have any questions at all, see her after the celebration and then go upstairs and have some real wonderful relaxation time. We have a community visioning. I believe this is the final one tomorrow evening. For anyone who wants to participate on Zoom, you can sign up on the Welcome Center. It's real easy, and you get a link on Zoom, and you can come in and join it. It's usually running less than an hour. It gives us an opportunity to participate in the visioning for our new minister tomorrow at 6:30. All right, and we also have some special classes going on with Reverend Marcia, and they're happening on Fridays, March 10th and March 24th at noon. It's called Lunch and Learn. Bring your lunch, share some food, some wonderful thoughts and teachings with Reverend Marcia. How to boost vitality through food. Food is really important here. We love to eat. And if you'd like to learn more about how to eat more healthy, how to prepare foods maybe your mother never taught you, whatever happens, you can join us. And we have Chef Lori Richardson, who's also in the house. Lori, raise your hand. There she is. She's going to be teaching some classes on Fridays starting March 17th. There is 7 of them. It's a 7-week series, right? But you will learn more information. There is information out with a calendar on the Welcome Center and in the social hall. You'll also find it on the website. If you have any questions, speak with Lori. Each one has a different theme, and I believe you'll get a lot of wonderful value. Good grief. Quieting the voices within with Chaplain Judith Loniak. It's an important thing for us to all acknowledge how we feel in our lives, and this gives us an opportunity. Sunday, March 19th, here in the sanctuary for an hour from 1 to 2. You can join her to do that. There are many more things going on, classes, events. You can find the calendar out there. Just like you'd all check it out and join us, ask questions. Thank you to everybody who's participated in making this today, the celebration, a wonderful event. And I would like to thank everyone who's come and participating in person. And then we have a March affirmation. We're going to say it twice. It's very short, 3 lines, slowly and with feeling. I am one as the living spirit. I am authentic. I am the real deal. I am one as the living spirit. I am authentic. I am the real deal.
So it is.
And so
ready, my soul. I'm diving in. Get ready, my soul. I'm diving in to the deepest kind of life, to the sweetest kind of love. Get ready, my soul. Everything I've ever done, everything I've ever seen, everything I've lost or won, everything I've ever dreamed has brought me here to this present moment, here to a new beginning, here, and I'm seeing life so clearly now.
There is one divine presence, one divine power, one light, one love. And this one is God. This one is Goddess. This one is Source. It is the fullness. It is the allness. It is the completeness of this life. And in that awareness, I know that this divine energy, this essence, this God Goddess resides at the point of everything. It is everywhere and always present. And in that awareness, I know that we, each of us, are connected as this oneness. So as we live and breathe and experience our being, I know we do so with recognizing the truth that already dwells within us. The truth of us includes perfect health, bodies that are strong and able and capable and perfect at every point, within every cell, within every function, within every pathway. There is simply the unfoldment, the revealing of perfection with every breath we take. And as the divine, as this beautiful, powerful, loving energy that we already are, I know that our relationships are divinely blessed in absolutely every way. There is nothing but love and compassion and understanding. There is nothing but kindness. That is all that there is. And as the divine beings that I know us to be unfolding in the richness of this life, I know that we are abundantly blessed in absolutely every way. Blessed with time, with love, with energy, and yes, with money. We always have what we need and when we need it. And we simply open ourselves up to the awareness that that is so. And as divine beings moving through this journey called life, I know that there is success and fulfillment with every step, with every breath, aligning ourselves with doing the thing that we have come here to do, that feeds our soul, that ignites our life in beautiful ways. And I am grateful. My heart is full of gratitude for this beautiful community, for the love that we share and the light that we do shine. I am grateful to recognize all of the blessings, the gifts that surround us in this life, today and always. Ever so grateful for the big and the little, for it's all God. So in that awareness that there is simply love and light and peace and harmony and gratitude from the heart, I simply let this go, knowing my words are powerful, knowing my words are true and already acted upon. And so it is.
My soul, I'm diving in. Get ready, my soul. I'm diving in to the deepest kind of love, to the sweetest kind of life. Get ready, my soul.
For our reading today is from the book, The Gifts of Imperfection. Let go of who you think you're supposed to be and embrace who you are, by Brené Brown. What is the anatomy of authenticity? What are the parts that come together to create an authentic self? Authenticity is the daily practice of letting go of who we think we're supposed to be and embracing who we are. Choosing authenticity means cultivating the courage to be imperfect, to set boundaries, and to allow ourselves to be vulnerable. Exercising the compassion that comes from knowing that we are all made of strength and struggle. And nurturing the connection and sense of belonging that can only happen when we believe we are enough. Authenticity demands wholehearted living and loving, even when it's hard, even when we're wrestling with the shame and the fear of not being good enough, and especially when the joy is so intense that we're afraid to let ourselves feel it. Mindfully practicing authenticity during our most soul-searching struggles is how we invite grace, gratitude, and joy into our lives.
All right. You got a new song you're going to learn this morning with a little help from us, so pay attention. I got a song to sing. I got some joy to bring. It's a simple song and it's easy
I get the honor today to introduce my friend, Kris Moore. Nope, sorry. She's not Kris Moore anymore. She's not Kristen Moore anymore. She's Kristen Ashley Alexander. Reverend Kristen Ashley Alexander. She started out here at CSL Asheville and became a practitioner, and then went on to Napa to do her ministerial training. And now she is the senior minister at Celebration Center for Spiritual Living in Falls Church, Virginia, about 7 miles outside of D.C. And I know y'all already know this, but she's flippin' amazing. That's not in the bio, by the way. What is in the bio is Reverend Kris is a global transformationist and a revolutionary possibilitarianism? No, not that. Committed to serving and creating a global beloved community through her teachings, readings, messages, classes, and all that she does. Please welcome Reverend Kris.
Well, they're used to it now. Hello, y'all, now that you can hear me. And so today we're going to be talking about authenticity. And authenticity, I was so excited when, I'm on the committee that works on creating the global themes every year. So I've known that the month of March is going to be authenticity for about a year now. But I was so excited when I had this opportunity to come here and to speak on authenticity, because this is my number one value. This is what I'm all about, is authenticity. And so the problem that I'm going to have today is I have about a week's worth of things that I want to tell y'all about authenticity. But don't worry, you will have plenty of time to eat the covered dish luncheon before you go up for the sound bath healing. Don't worry. So the first thing I wanted to talk about is this word cultivating. And if you remember, I spoke to y'all a couple years ago, so most of y'all might not remember that, and that's fine, but I love a good definition. And so I looked up the word cultivate. What does that word actually mean? Because we talk about, I'm cultivating love, I'm cultivating authenticity, I'm cultivating joy. What do we actually mean when we say that? And so the definition of cultivate is to prepare and use for crops or gardening, to break up the soil in preparation for sowing and planting, to raise or grow, to grow or maintain, and to acquire and develop, to apply oneself to improving or developing, kind of goes on from there. And so we talk about this idea of we're planting seeds. And I think the imagery that we most often get is I walk out and there's some soil and I stick the seed in and I put it and I water it and then I walk away, and we're taught not to pick up the seed a million times and be like, are you growing yet? Are you growing yet? Right? And we just leave it alone. But there's actually more to it than that. So to cultivate means that we have to prepare that soil. That soil doesn't just magically appear out of nowhere. That soil is soil that we have created. And so if we haven't cultivated soil that we can plant seeds of authenticity in and have them grow, then authenticity isn't going to grow. And so cultivating means to turn over. And so if we're talking about cultivating authenticity in ourselves, then we're talking about opening our hearts and looking within and turning over the soil of our soul and to really look at, who am I? What does authenticity mean for me? Who am I when I'm being authentic? Now, the good news, because that sounds like it's more work than just planting a seed and putting some water on it and walking away and hoping for the best, right? The good news is that Ernest tells us that we're going to get some help. So, what Ernest says is, the divinity within us ever gently urges us back to the center of our true being. The divinity within us urges us back to the center of our true being. So here's the good news about that. You have help. You're not cultivating authenticity in a barren desert. You are supported by the divinity within you, which, if you dive deep enough, you find is the divinity that is within all of us, that is the universe, that is the multiverse, and then beyond even that. So it's okay. You can cultivate. You got a little bit of help, just a little bit, just like the whole universe and beyond. And so, has anybody studied or read any of Brene Brown's work? Yes. If you haven't, it's okay. But the running joke with my friends and my spouse, who is also a minister in our movement and organization and has their own ministry. But the running joke is, it's only been XYZ amount of time, usually less than a day. It's been 0 days since the Brene Brown reference because we love her work. And so when I was asked what I wanted the reading to be, I was like, oh, I got it, because I was trying to figure out how to read that whole quote to y'all without it taking up, half of my talk. Because authenticity truly is a practice. It is the daily practice of letting go who we think we're supposed to be and embracing who we truly are. It is a practice. And we tend to think that you're either authentic or you're not. She's a really authentic person. You know exactly what she's thinking, or he's a really authentic person. It could kind of go either way, right? But we have this idea that you're either an authentic person or you're not. But the reality is that it is a daily practice, and from moment to moment to moment to moment, you get to decide. It is a conscious choice whether you are going to show up in your authenticity. And really what authenticity is what is on the inside of me matches what is on the outside of me. And what I have found personally is that authenticity really requires me to stand up for myself and my own truth instead of putting other people's comforts or wants above my truth or my needs. And that is really challenging because we are not taught to do that in our society. In our society, we are taught to go with the flow, don't ruffle feathers, just, do what you're told, or, you don't want to stand out from, you want to be a unique, special individual, but don't stand out from the crowd. Right? Everybody needs to show up in this way that sort of feels good to everyone else. We don't want to make other people uncomfortable or ourselves uncomfortable. And so to show up and to say, I choose to stand in my own authentic truth, period, that takes a lot of work. That really is a daily practice. And despite the fact that authenticity is my number one value, there are moments where I'm like, I really threw myself under the bus right there. I think that sometimes, and I'm like, why didn't I stand up for that? Why did I keep quiet when that really hurts, or that didn't work for me? Or why did I stay in that situation that wasn't for me as long as I did? I still have that question to myself. And so the good news about that is that you get to be gentle with yourself because it's a practice. It's not a perfect. You're not expected to be perfect at this. And you can just relax a little bit and let it be a practice. And when you mess it up, you go, that's some good information to have right there, that when I'm in this situation and this thing is going on, that my initial gut reaction is going to be to throw myself under the bus. And so next time, I'm going to try not to throw myself under the bus. And I still might, and that's okay, because I'm going to get another opportunity to practice it again. And I can practice, and I can practice, and I can practice until all of a sudden, authenticity becomes the default instead of the exception, and throwing yourself under the bus becomes the exception. I don't know. I haven't gotten there yet. I'll keep y'all posted, but I'll let y'all know if we get to a place where there are no exceptions, where you're just authentic 100% of the time. I'll keep y'all posted. I'll let you know and come back. And so the first thing that comes to my mind, if we're cultivating this authenticity, is courageousness. This takes a lot of work. It takes courage to stand up and to say, hey, I'm not perfect. Hey, I have bad days and bad moments. Hey, like right now, I just kind of want to like go cry in a corner. I don't have what you're asking me to have in this moment. That takes a lot of courage. It is a lot easier to just pull up that mask and put on your big person britches and pull yourself up by your bootstraps and say, I can do this, I got this all together. But the real beauty of being in a community is when we can step back and we can say, I don't got this. I don't got this. And I need support, and I need help, and I need to show up in a way that you can actually see me. And isn't that beautiful? When think about the last time that somebody showed up to you that way, just a mess. Can you think about the last time somebody showed up to you as just a mess? And didn't your heart just open? And didn't you love them so much more? Because vulnerability, which is what that is, vulnerability is the first thing that we want to see in those people around us, and the last thing that we want to show to other people. We want to be invulnerable, but we want everybody else to be vulnerable, because vulnerability in another person feels good. It's like, oh, I get you. I know who you are. I see you. I see you in a deeper way than I ever have before. It takes courageousness to say, okay, I'm going to trust that just like I love you more when you're vulnerable, that you're going to love me more when I'm vulnerable. It takes courageousness because that little voice in our little monkey mind in the back of our head says, what if people don't like the imperfect me? What if people have gotten used to me handling everything and doing it and getting it done and all of that? What if they don't like me? What if they abandon me? What if they leave me? And yet the truth is that once we do that, all of a sudden, there's this influx and this rush of community, of this beloved community, because all of a sudden, there's just this opening, this heart opening. All of a sudden, my heart and your heart are one heart. There's no separation. And so, yes, it takes a lot of courage, but the courage is really worth it. Now, it also takes courage because vulnerability requires boundaries. And boundaries are also hard. Unfortunately, nothing that I'm telling you today is like, here's the easy, you just do this and you follow this formula, 1, 2, 3, and then it all works out and you're authentic and happily ever after forevermore. I'm sorry, I do not have that talk for you today. But we have to learn to set boundaries. Your yes means nothing if you can't say no. If all you can give is a yes to every single thing that comes your way, nobody can ever know if you're saying yes from the bottom of your heart or if you're saying yes because that's the only word that you know how to say. And so you get to show up and you get to say, no, that doesn't work for me. Or no, I have too much on my plate. I can't take that on right now. Or no, I just don't want to do that. That's not in my wheelhouse. That's not my zone of genius. That's not mine to do. And I trust that you're going to find the person whose it is to do, and it's not me. right? Prentice Hemphill says, boundaries are the distance at which I can love you and me simultaneously. I'm going to say that again. Boundaries are the distance at which I can love you and me simultaneously. Because what we're taught is that boundaries aren't love. That if you set boundaries with somebody, that means that you love them less. But actually, what it means if you don't set boundaries with someone is that you love you less. Right? And that doesn't work. You have to love you first. And so what we do is we set boundaries and we say, I love you so much that I want to continue to love you without resentment or frustration or anger or, that stuff that boils up and settles in until you explode and walk away forever. I want to love you. I love you so much that I'm willing to set boundaries so that I can continue to love you for a really, really long time. That's how much I love you. And so, yes, boundaries take courage on the front end, but then they open up a world of possibilities on the back end. So yes, courage. And I'm actually, I said authenticity is my number one value. It is. It 100% is. It has been since long before I came here to CSL Asheville, let alone once I left and I've gone here and I've gone there and I've gone all these places and I've come back, and authenticity is still my number one value. But what I'm beginning to realize is that courage kind of transcends it. You have to have courage to practice any of these other values. It takes courage to practice our values and to show up in what those are, regardless of what the values are. And so then, like I said, in walks vulnerability. So vulnerability is having the courage to show up and be seen when we have no control over the outcome. That is vulnerability. We think that vulnerability means that somebody can just, we use it in kind of a war sort of analogy, right? That vulnerability means not having your armor on so that somebody can just come in and slice your head off with a sword. And technically they could, because vulnerability means just showing up as your whole authentic self. And you don't get to decide or control what somebody else is going to do or how they're going to receive you showing up as you. And so vulnerability is the willingness to get your feelings hurt. Vulnerability is the willingness to have somebody say, those boundaries don't work for me, and if you can't love me in a way that harms you, then I'm out. And you saying, okay, bye. Bye. And we laugh because of course we would say bye, right? But then we get into the situation and we're like, okay, well, I'll just back my boundary up a little bit. That's fine, right? Because it's hard work to stand firm in ourselves. And then we ask ourselves, because vulnerability is taking all that stuff off, dropping the mask, taking off the armor, and we're just standing naked and vulnerable in front of the other person, emotionally, metaphorically naked in front of the other person, or maybe not, I don't know your life, right? But standing there in all of your open beauty, and then what if they don't like that? What if they preferred your mask? What if they really liked the way you looked when you had all your makeup on and your big, your dress or your whatever it was that attracted you to them? What if they don't like you without your mask on? But here's the really beautiful thing about all of this, is that when we have the courage and we let down our mask and we show up with vulnerability and we're just our full, authentic selves, that is when true belonging can happen. That is when true belonging happens. Because it's nice to be accepted into a group of people when you have all your masks up and you're saying what you think they want to hear and you're doing what you think they want you to do, and you're, showing up with the smile on your face even though underneath That's a fun noise. Even though underneath it kind of feels a little bit like that on the inside of your body, right? Thank you for that illustration. That's nice, but true belonging is to step in to a group of people or to step up to somebody else wide open, heart just on full show, and to then be accepted and fully loved. That hits different, doesn't it? That is different. And so, and all of these definitions that I'm getting, they're all Brene Brown. Go read her stuff. She's fantastic. So Brene Brown says, true belonging is the spiritual practice of believing in and belonging to yourself so deeply that you can share your most authentic self with the world. And so the first step is to ask yourself, well, who is the authentic me? Because you might have been showing up as that person that you think everybody else wants you to show up as for so long that you don't even know who you are. You don't even know what you like or what boundaries might look like or what it would feel like to say no. Maybe practice to yourself in the mirror. Look yourself in the eye and go, no. And just see how that feels. Actually, do that right now. Look me in the eye and tell me no. No. Do it again. No. Yes. Doesn't that feel good? Just tell somebody no. And then I look at you and I go, thank you, because now I know when you tell me yes, it means something. Thank you for your no. You belong. We belong to each other. Now all of a sudden, there's an opening where we can come together in a way that we never have been able to come together before. And so Ernest also says that the human experience is a process in which the big S self is revealed to the little s self. And so the more that you can show up authentically, the more that you can ask yourself, who am I when I'm not trying to pretend to be who I'm supposed to be, the more that you can answer that question, the more that you can sit in your own company and enjoy being with just yourself, the more that you are revealing who you truly are to not only yourself, but to the whole world. And then all of a sudden, when something goes wrong in life, you don't have to worry, is this person still going to love me when I'm not all shiny and smiley and happy all the time because something really hard just happened and I really don't have a smile? Because you've already practiced it. You've practiced it with the little things. You've practiced it when you had a bad day or you locked your keys in your car, or you spilled your coffee down your shirt, or whatever that is. You've shown up and you've been like, yeah, I'm getting it together. It's all good. It was just coffee. But this morning sucked for about 10 minutes. It was rough. I had to go change clothes and I was really excited to wear that outfit. And when you can do that, and then you can say, okay, it's a brand new start. I'm not going to let those 10 minutes ruin my whole day, but I just needed to tell you that sucked, right? Then when something really big happens, when something happens that you can't shake off in 5 or 10 minutes, you know that person is going to be there for you because they were there with you. You've already shown them their heart. They already know who you are. You don't have to wonder and worry that once they see the real you, are they going to walk away? You know they aren't. And it's so much easier to support the other person when you've seen them have a bad day and spill coffee down their front, and then all of a sudden their best friends makes their transition, or something really, they get into a car accident or something like that, and you go, I know what to expect from you because I've seen you have a bad day. And yes, this is worse than anything we've been through so far together, but that's okay. I know. I know we're going to be okay. I know you're going to get through the other side. And I'm here to sit in this fire with you. I'm here to be with you. And I can open my heart and I can be vulnerable with you as you are vulnerable with me. So that is what cultivating authenticity is. It is a spiritual practice. You can add it right up there with your tools like spiritual mind treatment and meditation and reading and whatever else it is that you do. And then right up there at the top is cultivating authenticity. Choosing to show up 100% as yourself as often as you possibly can. That is what you are being invited to do. And so, just as a reminder, you have help with this because the divinity within you ever urges you gently back to the center of your true being. Thank you.
Reverend Kris. So, I'd like to ask if there's anybody in the room for the very first time. Raise your hand. Excellent. So glad you're here. We have our welcomer here is going to give you a card to fill out. We'll have just ask for a little bit of information. If you want just email, then just check the email box. We don't inundate you with information. We just let you know what all the cool things that are happening around here. Anybody else here for the very first time? Okay. Thank you. Do we have any children under the age of 18 that might want to be on stage and be blessed? Okay. I'm saying no. So how about we bless each other? Rub your hands together. Look at your neighbor and say, we love you, we bless you, and we know you are perfect. Yay! This is CSL Asheville, folks. Now I'd like to invite our prosperity acceptors to come forward, please. Please take out what you're going to give. Hold it next to your heart. I do this as a blessing. This is the segment of this beautiful celebration where we honor the gifts that we have been given, the beautiful land and the building and the message and the energy and the love. And we'll say our affirmation together aloud, please. I freely and joyously give from the abundance and fullness of my overflowing wealth, knowing my gift goes with love as it touches and blesses the world. And so it is.
It is.
I celebrate my abundance today. By giving this gift, I show my faith. As I open my heart, my world becomes a better place. I release all fear as I share gratefully. This love that I give always gives back to me. Knowing my oneness with everything
And I know everything in these baskets is blessed because it came from you, because it's in this place and in this space. This place is a place of peace, a beacon of light, a tower of strength, and a fountain of wisdom that touches everyone around the world. We share this message of love and wisdom, and it goes out and blesses every person that hears it and that speaks it and that knows it and lives it. This is the fullness of life in us, as us, in all of this space and all that we do and all that we are. And it is a beautiful thing. And so it is. I'd like to invite our practitioners to come forward, please. These are the amazing beings that have done years of training and can know the truth for you no matter what's happening in your life. If you have a problem or a struggle, if you think you have a problem or struggle in your life, then please come forward and seek the counsel, the support, and the love of these divine beings. And so I'd like to do a blessing on the food, and then we're going to go into our benediction, and then we're going to sing out and go have some lovely food. So I know right here, right now, that all that we brought to share and to enjoy, whether it be conversation and food and conversation, that we enjoy this. We enjoy this spiritual community and all of the people that are here in it. This is the goodness of life in all that is. I am so grateful for it, and I simply let this go and let it be so, and so it is. Our benediction together aloud, please. Something wonderful is happening to me right now. This is the thing called life. Life is in my mind. Life is in my body. Life is in my affairs. I accept it. I am it. I share it. Is the way it appears, and just the way it appears not. Thank you, life. And so it is.
So for our closing song this afternoon, we are going to do another call and response. It's the same song we've been doing. And along with one voice, just repeat back the line that I sing. It's Holy, Holy Way. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, let me love in a holy, holy way.
Let me love in a holy, holy way.
Oh, let me love in a holy, holy way.
Let me love in a holy, holy way.
Oh, let me know that love is all around me.
Let me know that love is all around me.
Oh, let me know that love is all around me.
Let me know that love is all around me.
Oh, let me love in a holy, holy way.
Oh, let me love in a holy, holy way.
Oh, let me love in a holy, holy way.
Oh, let me love in a holy, holy way.
Oh, let me live in a holy, holy way.
Let me live in a holy, holy way.
Oh, let me know that love will heal us all.
Let me know that love will heal us all.
Oh, let me live in a holy, holy way.
Oh, let me live in a holy, holy way.
Oh, let me live in a holy, holy way.
Oh, let me live in a holy, holy way.
Oh, let me love in a holy, holy way.
Let me love in a holy, holy way.
Oh, let me love in a holy, holy way.